Good morning. Let me preface it by saying what a lovely day it is outside. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalists of Southold, formerly the First Universalist Church of Southold. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, and whomever you love, we welcome you. Today we are gathering on the traditional lands of the Amanhansuk Nation. My name is Mark Sisson, and I am the president of the Board of Trustees and a member of this congregation. We are so glad to see you, whether you are visiting us for the first time or come often. If you are not on our mailing or email lists, please sign our guest book on the welcome desk as you enter from the parking lot. You will then receive the Free Spirit newsletter each month and hear about upcoming events. Copies of the newsletter are on the action table to the left as you enter behind me. Please like us on our YouTube channel, Unitarian Universalists of Southold. We stream our services there, and you can find past services archived. The action table has other information you may find interesting. Also, there for your use are masks and hand sanitizer, but they are not required at this point. We offer many ways to serve this community, from providing hospitality, flowers, ushering on Sunday, to joining our social action and other community committees. Please stay after the service for coffee, refreshments, and lively conversation. On the back of your order of service are some announcements. Don't forget the bingo game. That must be drawing to a close. You have to make sure you join. January 6th and weekly, we will have yoga meditation with Nancy Bayless at 10:30. January 6th is the Covenant Group starting at 4 p.m. This month's topic is sharing of ourselves. January 7th and weekly, Charlotte Day music class with piano, voice, and chorus at 3 p.m. here in this room. January 11th, the Sunday service is a guest speaker, Caitlin Pawlachuk, close, with Planned Parenthood. On the 14th, the Social Action Committee and 8th Principal Task Force meets at 4 p.m. We're having our board meeting on the 14th because of all sorts of other things going on, the holiday season, et cetera, et cetera. The board meeting is in person and in Zoom in the small meeting room at 5:30. January 16th is our next Soulful Sundown with the Hot Jupiters. And don't forget that's free. A light meal will be served. You can see Susan Johnson to see if anything needs to be brought. Always a good idea. January 17th is the community dance lesson with Roomba. Bring your robot vacuum cleaner. That will be followed by the community dance at 5 p.m. And on January 18th, the Sunday service is Caring for the Path We Follow with Reverend Valerie. Are there any other brief announcements? In that case, now is the time to greet. Oh, I'm sorry. Here comes Susan.
A few more details about Soulful Sundown. We definitely need potluck dishes from the congregation. This is going to be a cold social sundown, and we would like pasta dishes, hearty soups, bread, salads, and a little dessert. So I thank anybody who is able to do that. I will put a sign-up sheet on the desk out front. I haven't done it yet, but I will before we leave today. The other very interesting thing that we are doing is a wonderful program in coordination with NYCLU and Sonia Spa, who is the Hispanic liaison working for Southold Town. This is going to be a very, very interesting program. We're not advertising it for fear of creating a problem for most of the undocumented immigrants, but we will be helping mothers, especially their children, offering English lessons to the parents, to the children, and providing tutoring for the children. The object of this is to empower this population so they feel more a part of our community, they feel safe, and we're going to be providing that safe community. There will be community meals for them also. So the first meeting is for introduction and chance to register is January 19th, Martin Luther King Day, and then we'll have a week of training, February vacation week. I encourage all of you who are interested to join, learn about it, and ask your friends what they would like to do to help. And if you know any bilingual seniors in high school, we are eager to provide them with their community service credits and an opportunity to help their own community. That's it.
If there are no other brief announcements, now is the time in our service where we greet our neighbors.
If you could join me in reading the words printed in our order of service as Mark lights our chalice, symbol of our Unitarian and Universalist faith. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Our opening words this morning come from Craig Rowland. we offer a welcome for the ones who arrive disheveled, carrying questions, contradictions, grief half-healed, and dreams still raw. You deserve a place that welcomes your becoming, that knows your fire is not too much, your silence not too little, a place that sees your shadows and still reaches for your light. You deserve a community that listens when you speak your truth, that sits with you in turmoil and rises with you in joy, that believes in your voice even when it trembles. You deserve a circle that brings you hope and coffee and poetry, a place to rest, a place to rise. Let this community, let this hour be that place and that time, not perfect, but possible, not without cracks, but full of light. Welcome home. If you could join with me and rise as you are willing and able in singing our opening hymn, number 119, Once to Every Soul and Nation, number 119 in your gray hymnal. If you could join me in our words of affirmation, followed by our doxology. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Love and peace arise. Let joyful songs of praise be sung through every land, my every tongue. Now we will take up the offering for the work and witness of the Unitarian Universalists of Southold. This morning's offering will now gratefully be received.
Now is the time in our service where we drop a pebble into the water to express a joy or concern. I will drop one first. That candle is a pain in the neck. Somebody remind me afterwards to put a new candle on there for the new year. Happy birthday to Today is Cecilia, sorry. A gentleman never says how old a woman is, so happy birthday. Anyone else? Up.
I hate to put a damper on the festivities, but just want to drop a stone of concern for my family in Venezuela. They're in dire straits before this, and now even worse. So let's just hope for the best all around.
I forgot to mention last week that Margaret Brown is now home and just on a walker. But if anybody wants to go see her, do give a call before, because she does do therapy out of the house. So this is for Margaret.
I will drop one more stone for those joys or concerns that are held close to our hearts. Let us remember there are always joys and sorrows that go unspoken for many reasons, but we are not alone.
Before we go to the responsive reading, I just want to offer up once more what's been wished already, which is that we find a way to resist tyranny and embrace democracy and lift up and widen the circle of love, no matter who is in power, no matter what actions are taken. If you could join me in responsive reading number 670 in the gray hymnal. I will read the print if you could respond in the italicized words. Friend, I have lost the way. Is there another way? I must retrace the track. Back, I must travel back. Then I'll make here my place. Stand still and set my face. Stay here, forever stay. I cannot find the way. Oh, places I have passed. And what will come at last? How many times have you remembered someone else's dream? An acquaintance of mine dreamed one night that she was crying outside a mosque. And from that dream, in her mind at least, her life changed. You see, in the months and years before she had this dream, my friend had made an academic study of Islam, Arabic, and the culture around it. She brought to this study no ties with regard to nationality or her own family. Her aim, she kept assuring herself, was purely secular and rooted in intellectual interest and pursuit. She resisted any reason for her interest besides that, until that dream invited her to consider what might be gained if she sought religious instruction and not just academic inquiry. A dream of herself crying outside a mosque. She eventually converted and felt as if she had found her home. Now, this is a dream story I remembered, and I remembered to tell, not because it proves something about mysticism, theology, faith, or the existence or non-existence of some higher power in her life or anyone else's. The story stayed with me because fundamentally it's also a story about resistance and what happens when we give in. The space between what we want to have happen and what we truly need to happen and what is filled with all kinds of emotions: regret, anger, wasted effort. Often that space can fill with things we discard but then return to, stumble over, and then still stumbling, come to again and again, to our detriment or maybe sometimes to our relief. It can be filled with rest stops, places where we are invited to pause and wonder and find fuel for dreaming. The push and pull of deciding what is ours to resist and what is ours to give into can wreck us. Often, it is the things we resist facing as a nation or a culture that hurt us the most. There is a story we tell ourselves, and often children, especially when we are privileged financially, socially, or by virtue of race or citizenship, that what we have earned by merit alone. That equity is the birthright of all of us, that all are made equal through hard work. This is the fantasy of the American dream that many find hard to resist, even when history confronts us with other truths, a more nuanced picture, to put it mildly. Because to say otherwise, to recognize the true impact of inequity, would be to accept that we might just be a beneficiary of this history. What would result then if our collective imaginations let go of the corrupted dream and instead of merely reaching the stage of guilt, which so many who embrace the idea of right privilege do, we learned after our letting go to have a richer imagination of what achievement feels like. What could we change if the illusions were not driving many of us? And then, beyond the cultural, there is the individual. There is an invitation in not resisting to look long and hard about or to the devil you know. Every day, each of us walks alongside what we have been resisting. Sometimes the most harmful truths are the most difficult to face, and we would much rather stick to the same job, the same community, the same beliefs, the same relationships, even when they are doing us harm. The devil we know is a friend. Weirdly comforting because the devil we know is not tinged with the perceived greater fear of the unknown. Or perhaps the thing we worship is, we've always done it this way. We expect to do the same thing repeatedly, and as the saying goes, get a different result. But the devil we know does not demand that we stretch ourselves even a little. The devil we know does not ask us that we meet anyone new or try something new. The devil we know always presents us with the same set of fears, but allows us to stall transformation as long as we want to. How much healthier it would be if we faced up to the fact that it is normal and natural to be afraid, that it is hard to know what to do. That, yes, there is much that is daunting and fearful and worrisome about transforming our communities and ourselves into something different, but that the more we resist change, the greater the thing we are changing grows, the harder it is, and the more daunting and more effort goes in to the changing. There is no easy answer to how to transform a system, how to fight City Hall, or get everyone on the same page about climate or treating immigrants with dignity. There are certainly no easy answers also about the smaller personal things. Accepting when a relationship is failing or a change in your life circumstances is shaking your confidence. Wisdom, courage, and change is as much a product of what we have the courage to resist in the world as it is a mirror to what we taught ourselves when we ceased to struggle and accepted rest and renewal to look beyond the illusion that this is what I need towards reality. This is what I could embrace. Well, the fact is that very few of us receive anything as catalyzing as that dream my friend had, which told her, in her mind at least, to follow that one path, to cease struggling. When we are blessed, we have friends and family and communities like this to watch over us, ensuring that we cannot come to harm because we have resisted something too long or too strongly and forgotten our interdependence. To give in to accept the state of surrender, whether in the long term or the short term, is not to lose, but to reclaim our energy for other imaginings, to perceive clearly the devils you know and the angels that beckon to you, and pause long enough in your strivings to make peace with them, to befriend them. That is the spiritual practice that kindles well-being. We are not always and at all times meant to stay in a relationship because we need to think, because we have to change somebody. We need not throw ourselves under every bulldozer or fight with all and sundry. We are meant to take a step back and witness the gift that life is, rather than always be digging in for this struggle. So, in this new year, I ask you to consider what's beckoning to you. When you feel the creep of exhaustion coming over to you, resist the urge to do more and work harder. When you are tempted to ignore help or advice because you are an independent soul, resist the urge to do it your own way. What if we resisted our need to be right? What if we forgave the people we felt had wronged us? What if we laid aside some of our dreams and projects and faced the fact that we may never achieve all that we want there, and that there might be something on the horizon we can achieve? What would we find, and what could we imagine? Blessed be. Amen. Ashe. Shalom. Our meditation words this morning are a poem by Richard Schiffman. The fortune that you seek is in another cookie, was my fortune. So I'll be equally frank. The wisdom that you covet is in another poem. The life that you desire is in a different universe. The cookie you are craving is in another jar. The jar is buried somewhere in Tennessee. Don't even think of searching for it. If you found that jar, everything would go kerflooey for 1,000 miles around. It is the jar of your fate in an alternative reality. Don't even think of living that life. Don't even think of eating that cookie. Be a smart cookie. Eat what's on your plate, not in some jar in Tennessee. That's my wisdom for today, though I know it's not what you were looking for. If you could rise in body or in spirit and sing with me our closing hymn, the first two verses of hymn number 108, My Life Flows On in Endless Song. Our closing words are those of Tandy Rogers. May your resistance be grounded in love. May you know when to rest and when to rise. May you remember that pushing back against harm is also a way of making space for beauty. If you could join me as I extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, nor the fire